Um, I'm back for episode 3. I don't think I'm gonna be incredibly long today, but I have some important things to talk about. First thing we're gonna talk about is Iowa State's win versus UCF by 25 points going to get them back in the running for number 1 and number 2 in the nation. And we only have 2 things to talk about today, but the second thing is, do I actually think Iowa State is a national championship contender? We're gonna start off by talking about the UCF game. I was there. I feel like that win, I literally I told my dad before the game that we need to get this game by a good 20 to 25 points, so then we can get back in the running for that to be number 1, and number 2 again. Pass up Duke. UCF's a good team, I feel like, but they were just a really, really weird team too. Like, UCF could lose to the worst team in the nation, but beat the best team in the nation. That's just really athletic. Have that freshman that's 7'2". Deshaun Jackson really handled him well, and Branton Chatfield. Let's just get back with. I feel like we need to give some time to Demarion Watson. Hasn't played all season. This is his first game actually getting 10 plus minutes. And the dude gets double digits. Hits a 3 too. I think that might have been the loudest it's been. One of the loudest it's been all year when Demarion Watson hit that 3. It just erupted. People yelling for a good 15 seconds. I feel like it was probably after our defensive possession. I think another person we need to talk about is Joshua Jefferson. With I think it was 24 with 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. 3 steals is hard to get. We had 3 people with 3 steals. Taman Lipsy, Keyshawn Gilbert, and of course Joshua Jefferson. Joshua Jefferson. We just need to give some time to him right now. Transfer from St. Mary's. Pretty good for St. Mary's. I think he was a starter. Made it to that. St. Mary's is like a good team that's in the NCAA tournament that's 12 or 13. And they just get those unexpected wins. And they're a team that they're just really cool. They get those upsets in the NCAA tournament. Getting our backups in: Cade Kelderman, JT Rock. No Conrad Holly because wasn't suited up. He hasn't been suited up the past couple games because he might have an illness or a small injury, but he has not been suited up. I feel like he could. He would play more because we're going to get these bigger wins because we're amazing this year. But, I just feel like used to be a backup quarterback for Kansas. So that's probably why those Kansas games mean so much to him, because he used to literal play football there. Backup QB. And came to Iowa State to play basketball. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Go to Kansas and be a backup QB, then come to Iowa State basketball. That was probably smart. Kansas, when he transferred over, because he transferred over after his freshman year, I think, and just it's crazy being a backup quarterback from Kansas and then coming the next year, because Kansas wasn't very good back then. Well, just a few years ago, actually. But Conrad Hawley, being a junior, last year came, being the CEO, Chief Energy Officer. That's his job. I feel like I just have I got one more. A story that I heard about this guy. Maybe you've heard of him. Curtis Jones. Number 5, a shooting guard for the Iowa State Cyclones. Averages now, like maybe upper teens. And I think for a little bit averaged maybe 20 up to there. Averages that much points, around 20 points per game. And he came last year. He transferred last year over. He hit some shots last year. He hit some shots. But with not starting, it's just tough. But now, starting now because of Milan Momcilovic the Milan Momcilovic injury. Sorry. Now he's starting. I feel like he deserves to start. But the story that I heard, so there's this guy interviewing him, and they said 2 years ago he was at Buffalo, coming out of high school with no D1 offers. No. Then I think he went to like community college and played basketball. Then Buffalo picked him up, of course. And then averaged 2 points there. 2 points per game. 2 points. And Otts had believed in him. He saw him in practice. Recruited him. Averaged 2 points per game at Buffalo. And recruited him. Comes out and is just... There's four of the best players on this Iowa State team, if you want to hear them. And there's some close ones also. Keyshawn Gilbert's one. Curtis Jones is one. Taman Lipsey is one. And Milan Momcilovic is one. If you want to get the best big in, I feel like he's pretty much like a power forward, but Joshua Jefferson, I think, is a close 5th, but 6th. Then I would have to go with Deshaun Jackson, but those are the 4. The 4 people, there's all 4 of those played at Iowa State last year. And all 4 of those played well at Iowa State last year. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I've got. So, let's move on to Iowa State. Why can't I remember? This is weird. Is Iowa State a national championship team? My opinion, I'm just going to start off saying yes. Yes, I do think they are. And I'm not even trying to be biased here. Like, I feel like I could go to let's just say, any team. Let's just say Wisconsin, a Wisconsin fan. And I can ask them, is Iowa State a national championship Final Four team? And they would tell me, yes. I'm not even trying to be biased here, because I'm a Cyclones fan. I'm just saying, yes, they are. I'd say that, like, I'm not even talking about, like, okay, the one, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. They're the teams that are going to make it to the Final Four. I'm not saying that. I'm saying right now, let's just say a team in the Big 12. TCU. They could make it to the Final Four. Guess what? They're probably going to make it to the NCAA tournament. And any team in the NCAA tournament can win. It doesn't matter. I really see a number 1 going down to a 16 this year. And I'm saying that could be Iowa State, but I wouldn't like it to be. But after the regular season is the regular season. You move on to the NCAA tournament. You are not in the regular season anymore. It's a whole nother ballgame. The fans are cheering. You don't have that many fans there. It's a neutral court. There's no home courts. I get it. Iowa State's amazing at Hilton. But that doesn't matter in the NCAA tournament. They still need to go out there and play basketball. It's not at home. You're not going to have that many fans. But you just can't worry about that and just play like you do at Hilton. Don't think about the drive there. Don't think about the plane ride there. Don't think about, I'm going to be a little weird here, what you're going to have for dinner the next day. You think about that one game and act like the students are there and all of the fans are there. And you are in Hilton Coliseum with the Iowa State logo on center court. I think that has to be their mindset. If they don't have that mindset in the NCAA tournament, they're going to lose. That's just kind of common sense. If they don't have that dog mentality, which would be they want to go out and win that basketball game, and they want to act like they're in Hilton, in Iowa State. For Iowa State, they want to be in Hilton Coliseum. For example, Kansas, they want to be in Allen Fieldhouse. But if you don't have that mentality that I'm gonna go out and win this basketball game, like all of those fans in Hilton would. The fans in Hilton, yes, they should push you, and you should get excited when they're there. But I feel like you need to have that mentality in the NCAA tournament. If I feel like it's any team, it could be a 16 seed, or it could be a 1 seed. It could be either of those. They need to have that mentality. Oh, I'm a 16 seed. We're going to go out and win this basketball game because we're excited. Yes. I feel like, yeah, you can. But I feel like, Iowa State, they can go win on the road. But every time it's close games. We can't have those close games. We need to win outright in neutral and away courts. We can't blow away the victory like we did against Auburn. And Plus, in the NCAA tournament, we can't be like West Virginia when we played at West Virginia the other day. We need to make shots. If we don't make shots, we're not going to win the NCAA national championship. It's kind of like, let's just say, Purdue. They looked like the best team all year last year with Zach Edey. But no, they get out like, was it first or second round by a absolutely hot garbage team. And I just feel like because they did not have that mentality or mindset, I am going to play my hardest and I'm going to act like we're at our home court and all of our fans and students are around us. I just feel like you need to have that attitude, mentality, and I just feel like if you have those things, you're going to give more effort. You're going to go harder. You're going to make more shots. If you imagine around you, even if you're at college, you still need to have imagination. You need to imagine around you that all of those students and all of those diehard fans are around you. And I feel like if the other team is cheering or the other team's fans are cheering, block out the noise. You just need to imagine in your brain that you're going to block out the noise. If you have no person talking in your brain to you, you're going to mess up. You're going to mess up. You're going to mess up. You need to block out the noise. If people are cheering or like somebody's chanting airball when you airball, that's something when you just need to say, I don't give a crap. I don't care. You guys can say whatever you want, because the next time down the court, I'm going to show you what abilities I have. I just feel like that's the mentality that people need. It just gives more to the team. Because if one player's playing well, the rest of the team is going to play well. Because that's going to give them more effort and more energy. So more effort and more energy are going to cause them to get steals or get those offensive rebounds and putbacks. Or coming, just making shots. Like UCF, one guy made a 3. And then they made 4 more. They just they follow. It's kind of like, follow the leader. If one person does well, the rest of the people get fired up and they play well. That's just how it goes. It's really weird. Oh.
Open for business. We have an order.
Oh, what the heck, bro?
Hot chocolate. Help.
Okay, that's off. I mean, that's the end. For today, I think the next episode that we do, maybe in 2 episodes, we'll have a kid named Beckett Evans on the podcasts. And I think the next 2 of those, maybe one in between, he'll be in those. And we'll have another podcast with me and Beckett Evans in it called TGL Podcast. It's on an indoor golf association. And that one's pretty cool too. If you want to talk about that with us, if you want to listen about that, if you're interested, that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening, and we'll have another Cyclone State episode 4 coming out soon. See ya.